So when we started Oaktree, April the 10th of 1995, almost exactly 20 years ago, we wrote down our investment philosophy, and here it is. We published it. We were a bunch of guys who had been working together for most of the previous 10 years at a different employer. And we left there as a group, and we started Oaktree. And so for a philosophy, so I believe in writing things down, and like learning at the Lou says today, write them down, right? So we wrote down our philosophy. We published it. We'd never changed a word since. And the clients like knowing what our roadmap is. So these were the 6 tenets of the investment philosophy. So the first one says that the most important thing is risk control. And we tell the clients, we think that for excellence in investing, the most important thing is not making a lot of money. It's not beating the market. It's not being in the top quartile. The most important thing is controlling risk. That's our job. That's what we'll do for you. And the clients come to us who want to invest in our asset classes with the risks under control. There are other people who put less emphasis on controlling risk, and they have better results in the good times and worse results in the bad times. Our clients want what we give them. Number 2, we have an emphasis on consistency. So we say we don't try for the moon at the danger of crashing. You know, the first memo that I wrote in 1990, I'm sure you remember that, Gerard, talked about a guy who was head of an asset manager that had a terrible year. And he said, well, it's very simple. If you want to be in the top 5% of money managers, you have to be willing to be in the bottom. I have no interest in being in the bottom 5%. I don't care about being in the top 5%. I want to be above the middle on a consistent basis over the long term. And there's a funny bit of math. This will confound the, what do you call yourself, data scientists? This will confound the data scientists in the room. But so in that first memo, I contrasted the comments from that money manager with a comment from one of my clients who told me, right about the same time, there was the juxtaposition that caused me to write that first memo. He told me that for the previous 14 years, his pension fund had never been above the 27th percentile or below the 47th percentile. So it was solidly in the second quartile every year for 14 years. So let's see, 27, 47, the average of that is 37, right? What percentile do you think that fund was in for the whole 14 years? 4. And if you think about it, it's really almost mysterious. Why the 4th, not the 37th? And the answer is that when people blow up, they really blow up. And so we said we want consistency. We want to be a little bit above the middle all the time. Maybe we'll pop up to the top in the years when the markets are terrible and our risk control is rewarded. But we think that over a long period of time, we'll be very respectable that way, and our clients will have an absence of bad experiences, which I think for them is very important. So then, macro forecasting is not critical to investing. We do not make our decisions based on macro forecasts, as I explained to you. We all have opinions. Our official dictum is that it's okay to have an opinion, you just shouldn't act as if it's right. And I think this is very important. You know, Mark Twain said, it's not what you don't know that gets you into trouble, it's what you know for certain that just ain't true. And so we try to avoid holding strongly to those macro opinions. And finally, we don't do a lot of market timing, which is very, very hard to do. We do long-term investing in assets that we think are underpriced. So that's the Oaktree philosophy. You can see how the origins and inspirations that I went through fed into that. And in fact, it's all distilled in our motto, which says that if we avoid the losers, the winners take care of themselves. And if we can make a large number of investors and just weed out the problems, then we'll have, just think of the bell-shaped curve. We'll have a lot that do okay, and an occasional one which is exceptional, if we can weed these out. So a lot of money managers go into the clients and say, we will get you in the top quartile, into the great right-hand tail. I think it's hard to do on a consistent basis. And if you aim for the right-hand tail and you miss, you end up in the left-hand tail. What we say is, we'll just lop off the left-hand tail. And if we can do that successfully, and we pretty much have, then what'll you have? Okay, good, very good, great, terrific, but no terrible. The average will be very good. And that's basically what we've had.